What's up, everybody? It's your girl Erica from the Classy Climb blog, the author of Smartphone Millionaire, How to Lend to People, Businesses, Real Estate. On the palm of your hand, man, from your cell phone. Boom! Check it out. You can grab it on Amazon or you can grab the ebook version online. Now, of course, let's get this out of the way. Happy Father's Day. My father has been passed away since I was in college. So, anyways, I want to salute the fathers out there who are active and producing. Anyway, so today I had to address this one because more than half of millennials think they will be millionaires. Now, blame it on America, blame it on this beautiful country we live in, that people are like, you know what? I'm gonna be rich. And that is true. But here's the kicker. Majority of people coming to America, they actually take action. Here's the difference. Now, I was watching this video the other day and this guy was like, now, you know something's wrong when foreigners can come here, work 2-3 jobs, scrape up their money, and go, boom, open up something. And Americans have been here for 20-30 years, living in nice communities, going, I just can't make it in America. Something's wrong there. Something's wrong with the mindset. Now, I'm going to show you the article. And what's up, everybody? I'm going to show you the article here of, show you two different things here. Here's the article. The survey is 53% from TD Ameritrade. 53% of people between the ages of 21 to 37 expect to be millionaires someday, or they already are. Now, we already know the numbers aren't high, so that means a lot of people are not. And I wanted to kind of segue this into, where does that mindset come from? That mindset comes from, we live in America. We live in a great country where people are like, coming here winning. We have a country of winners. We have success stories. We have those make it and get out stories. Now, Nina from Cleveland, Ohio did a really great point the other day. She was saying, you know, we give a lot of like to the guy who's a hustler and then does well, right? He did something bad. Now he's doing something good. Like Jay-Z and all these rappers. Oh, look at them doing so well. I'm so proud of them. Instead of the guy or girl who's been going to work every day for the past 10, 15 years and working their butt off. Like, we don't give the same level of respect. And I think that's where Gary Vee came in really well and was like, was like, you got to go to work. You got to put in the years. Like, how dare you jump up at 21 and think you know everything? And I thought that was funny because we live in a society where people think, well, it's happening for that person. It should happen for me. And there's like a skills gap. There's like a gap in the skills and the knowledge. I was watching this thing the other day. Marlon Watson, sounds like you're hating a little bit there. So I'm going to be careful. Might have to block you. But Marlon, we just showed the article from TD Ameritrade where 53% of millennials thought they would be millionaires in the next couple of years. So like, before we get this Sunday off track, yeah, I think I'm going to have to block you, Marlon. I spend about 4 hours every morning reading before I do any calls for the construction company, any calls for my other business, and any calls for a lot of things. So I'm not reading these things half-cocked to you, I'm not coming up with articles, just making up numbers. But when it comes to foreigners, Marlon Watson, I'll go ahead and show you. Let me see if I can pull this article up for you, which we've done several videos on foreigners starting businesses. Because foreigners are actually 2 times more likely be millionaires. There you go. Let me see if I can pull it up for you. But you know, I find that a little bit of smartassness. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and mute you. Okay, so anyway, here we go. We're gonna pop this up for Mr. Marlon. All righty. Let me see. So again, the whole story about why immigrants are more successful than you. Right now, they did another article. The government did another article about over 1,000. They surveyed like 1,000 immigrants. And out of this 1,000, over 700 were getting ready to start a business. But they were going to be more capitalized than the average business owner. Why? Because they were actually not just using credit cards. They were actually using family financing, savings, and higher income jobs. Now, that was what I was going to lead this into, about why foreigners are becoming billionaires. twice as much. I'm going to show it because someone's made a comment. So we're just going to make sure we can educate everybody. All right, here we go. I'm going to share the screen here. And please put a 1 in the comments if you can see everything. Please put a 1 in the comments if you can see me sharing the screen. Okay, so this is a detailed list of highest paying jobs in Austin. Now, why is this important? I believe 2 things. I believe starting a business in America is like paramount. Like if you can start something, even if it's on the side, even if some investing, you just are going to have a hard time saving your way to wealth. Why? Because the average person right now, I'll give you an example. The church I go to is super wealthy people. And I didn't realize it at first when I started going, but then I started noticing when we would do charity drives or the kids upstairs, like it was some serious coin being pushed around. And we were able to send thousands. I think we sent not like 100 kids to Africa. Now, to do training and to do volunteer work. Now, when people say, well, so what? You're sending kids to Africa. From Austin, Texas, it costs about $3,000 per kid, okay? And we have a high number of Asian people in our church. We have a high number of black and white, but it's a very mixed church. But the average denominator of people in there is their wife stays at home or both the husband and wife are engineers. We are in Austin, Texas. It's an engineer city, very high incomes. Now, so I thought about, you know what I need to do? Pull up this article so I can show you guys the highest paying jobs in Austin, Texas. Because this church is just an example of people, and I'm gonna do another video probably on my other channel about wealthy people are having more kids than ever. And it's kind of a running joke at my church that like the average person is having 4 to 6 kids at our church. Like the pastor makes jokes about it, the community makes jokes about it. When I volunteered with the kids one year, I'd see siblings and every single sibling looked alike. I'm like, God, how many of y'all? Oh, 5. My mom had twins. And they were in an article talking about are wealthy people having more children as a status symbol. And the thing of it is if you're not in poverty, if you're doing well, having children is a joy. Having children, being able to take care of them, your wife being able to stay home, your wife being able maybe to homeschool for a year or two. Many of the ladies at church homeschool that first kindergarten, first year grade, but right when it's time to start doing more complicated math, they go ahead and send them to school. And private school at that. Now, there are some public schools in this area. If you ever come to Austin, you'll see what I'm talking about, that are well sought after. People move into apartments over here and pay way too much money just so their kid can go to the schools over here. But the point of what I was trying to say before I got distracted earlier is high paying jobs in Austin. Now, there's 5 out of this list that you guys can do. Now, I am diehard on this channel about making job-free income. For sure. I'm diehard about making job-free income. But if you are in the job sector and you like your job, I want you to keep your job. As Obama said, you can keep your health care, and that was a lie. But at the end of the day, I want you to, if you like working in an office with other people and that makes you happy, I want you to get the best damn job you can get, right? That's what I want. I want you to find work that you love, but I also want you to not be in the sleep zone about if you really want to become a millionaire, it's going to be that side job. It's going to be that side investment, those investing in properties, like I'm investing in this truck, like I'm investing in another property, 2 properties in Detroit. You're going to have to be investing. That's just is what it is. Okay. So now we're going to get down and I'm going to show the foreigners in a second, but we're going to start here. Now, these are jobs in Austin. It's showing you the pay. Now I want to get down. I have 2 friends who are dentists, 2 are eye doctors, but a ton of them are engineers. That just is what it is. All right. So we go down here again, engineers, computer and information system managers, marketing managers, compensation managers, sales managers. A lot of people hate sales, but again, on my list of actually 7 jobs, sales managers on there and marketing managers on there. Okay. We're going to keep going down. You'll see the other ones that are on there too. Look at this, financial managers, human resource managers. Many people go get human resource degrees, but they sometimes they get out of school, but they're like, oh, I can't get hired anywhere. You may have, with human resources, the way they're doing, they're kind of getting rid of a lot of HR people. You're going to have to start where the demand is. The demand is Home Depot, Lowe's, here in Texas, HEB is one of the fastest growing companies in the whole state. You want to get in where they can train you and you can get pay increases. Okay. So we're going to keep going down. Again, more engineering, PR, fundraising managers. If you can woo a crowd And here's a big deal. I was going to take a job 3 years ago at Dale and it was like a social media. It's not even social media. It's like a social fundraising party person. Dale doesn't need fundraisers, but because they removed that part of the company, they still do social events. So you put together golf events, you put together mixers, you put together barbecues, and you got paid like $100,000 to put on parties at Dale. And the lady that was there was going to willingly kind of train me, kept me under her wing. And I just, I was like, dude, I'm just not super girly, bubbly party thrower anymore. Like that was college. I'm kind of over that. But when I realized the pay, I was like, man, I might need to go put on some golf classics. So anyway, again, let's keep going. Now I'm not going to read this to y'all, every single one. You can see the screen. If you cannot see the screen or it's not big enough, please tell me. I can make it a little bit bigger. But again, managers, right? Purchasing managers. This is important. Purchasing managers are important. You control the money of the company. Economics teachers. Okay. Let's keep going. Sales engineers. I mean, I have a girl who she has numbers, letters behind her that she's an engineer, but really she does sales. Okay. So training and development managers. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Advertising and promotions managers. Administrative services. Okay. Now, why I put this on the list? Advertising and promotion managers make $100,000 a year. Why? Because businesses need money. They need money. It's not even a joke. They need money to come in. They need people keep promoting the company. What do you think social media managers are? They're advertising and promotions manager. Now they'll get a different title, but essentially that's the same job. This is old school. Social media manager is new school. That's how I'll put it. All right, let's keep going down. Again, you see all these jobs, man. I want you to see them. Actuary, it's something I never mind. I'll keep quiet. It's a job I could have had, didn't take it. Felt like it was going to be boring. Physician's assistants are becoming very popular. It's taking so long to train doctors. Many people aren't getting into med school because it's bottleneck, but they're creating a ton of physician's assistants. The military is creating a ton of physician's assistants. It's cheaper for them to get you halfway for 3 years or 4 years of medical school than to send you for full, right? And you're still basically the same. All right, economists, loan officers. Now, loan officers has $100,000. I think this is one of the easiest ones y'all can get into. Right now here in Austin, Texas, you can go over to the real estate school over at in Round Rock and down South Austin and basically take about less than a week of classes. Less than like, I think 72 hours almost, and take the loan, take the course, and then go get hired somewhere. Now, you may not start out at 99, but you're going to start out at like 50. I don't know what this 38 is. I think this is saying lowest or whatever, lowest starting pay. But if you go work at banks, you're going to get low pay. But if you work at mortgage offices and you can recruit, you're going to make money. Now, this is interesting because I know people complain about police officers not making enough money. First line supervisors of police and detectives. Okay. All right. Let's see. Real estate brokers. Again, people, depending on your state you're in, it may take a year or it may take 2 years before you can be a real estate broker. It has to have a certain amount of years in. And once you're over other people, you're recruiting other people to work underneath you in a system. Again, I think this is a great opportunity. Many people could do this. Construction managers. Okay. See the 49,000, that is the starting range for fresh out of college. But on average, you're going to get 100,000 because you got moving bodies, you got people. It could be dangerous. All right. That's on my list. What's my other one on my list? Let me see. Look at this, judges, magistrate judges, and magistrates. I think this is a great location here because you're going to have a lot of older judges start to leave the post. I really believe you have 10,000 baby boomers retiring every day. Who's going to replace them? And the only ones that are retiring are people that really can afford to retire. Judges that need to be there, they're going to be there. Okay. All right. Nurse practitioners really cranking it in there. Let's see. Where's the other one I was going to tell y'all about? Goodness. Oh, here it is. Yeah. Property, real estate, and community association managers. I was a billings manager and assistant manager to a 700-unit apartment complex. Trust me, you get paid this much, they're going to haggle you to death. They might try to go, well, you only need 60 because you're the assistant manager, and really the office manager needs 90. So you have a lot of that going on, but then they try to give you bonuses. So it just depends on the property. The bigger the community, the more likely you're going to get this number. Dang, Rhonda, thank you, baby. I'm not even halfway through the show. Thank you, Rhonda, for the $20 super chat. You are the sponsor of the show today. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we're going to keep going down on this list. Where's the other one? Financial examiners. Okay, the IRS is here in Austin, Texas, and they be hiring folks all the time, and they be making bank. Okay, I met a couple guys that way, but they were very boring. Okay, let's go. Let's go down. Oh, appraisers of real estate and assessors, $78,000. Trust me, I know appraisers here in Austin, and they be making that money. Okay, they be making that money. This is also something you could go to that same school here in Austin, and you have to look it up in your local community. You could probably go do 72 hours worth of training, or a week. Sometimes they do a week where you go to class at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. for 3 or 4 days in a row, and then you take the test right here. I'm trying to get my sister to do this instead of trying to be a real estate agent, but you know, she ain't trying to hear that. Okay, and here down here at the bottom, number 100, social and community service managers. If you go on Indeed.com right now for Austin, Texas, you'll see a ton of this, a ton of jobs like this. Remember I told you further up, the other one is called the old style of that, advertising managers. Social and community managers now is like, how can you get us popping on Facebook or YouTube or online? Again, you're going to start seeing rappers hire these people. Now, I'm not going to go too far into that wormhole, but a lot of rappers are making way more money being on YouTube and Spotify than they would, and sometimes iTunes, than they would normally, right? So if they have a social community manager, that manager could say, yo, I'm checking your numbers and you're getting a lot of hits in Houston. So let's go book up spots in Houston and run ads in Houston and get you down there. So again, I can't go too far into it because we'll be doing a whole nother show, but please go check this list out. And if you're in a different city, go check out the highest paying jobs for your city so that you can determine, okay, Erica, what you said was right. Okay, this is what I want to do. And everybody's at different points in life. My point with this, showing you this, marketing manager and all that, some of you have kids and a spouse. You can't just jump off willy-nilly, go invest in 2 rental properties and go sit at home. You're going to need a little bit more than that. So I try to make sure this channel is speaking to more than just one segment of people. Now, I am opening up other video channels. I'm not completely done. When all the AdSense and everything gets through and all the live streaming is enabled, we'll separate some more stuff, and I'll talk about, you know, where you can find certain topics on other channels with me. I'm gonna have about 6 because there's a bunch of you asking me about vegan stuff and health and working out, and I just wanted to let you know that I was doing those, but on a separate side thing. So, okay, so let's go ahead and definitely check it out. This is Zippa, okay? Zippa, ZIPPIA.com, highest paying jobs, Austin, Texas. So again, I'm glad we talked about that. Now let's get on over to the foreigners, so people think I'm not making it up about the foreigners, okay? All right. A record number of U.S. billionaires are immigrants. Let's try that again. A record number of U.S. billionaires are immigrants. Because see, a lot of times people want to believe that immigrants are, you know, they got these secret loans and the government's giving them money. And yeah, okay. So anyway, this is basically, you can go through here and it talks about a Tesla founder, this grocery store mogul, and the WhatsApp app co-founder. Because what's funny is WhatsApp app founder was trying to get a job at Facebook, and they were like, nah, bro, you good. And then he ended up selling to Facebook. So that's what's funny. Anyway, and he's from Ukraine. Now, why am I bringing this up? 6 of the 42 richest immigrants on Forbes list are from Israel, 5 are from India, 4 are from Hungary and Taiwan. Moscow native, Google co-founder, he's from Moscow. Okay, all right. We're just gonna keep showing you, you know, but I'm just making it up. All right, I'm just making it up. All right, next one. Let's go on over here. Your chances of becoming a millionaire depends a lot on your age. Did y'all see that thing? Let me see if I can pull it up because y'all got mad with me when I showed that thing. I'm gonna show it again. Now, people love telling me, well, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. I'm gonna keep on investing, Erica, in the future. Hold on, here it is. Here we go. Can everybody see that? Make sure, let me look over, make sure it's showing you this. Let me make sure. Yeah, it should be on Instagram right now. You should be able to see Instagram. If y'all can't see it, just say something. All right, motivation. The odds of being a millionaire change as you age. Please look at this diagram, please. This isn't from me talking about it. This isn't me making it up. This is actual numbers. This channel deals with numbers. I may be giving you my opinion, but it's because I read daily for hours and numbers, and I work with wealthy people painting their damn houses. Okay, here we go. Asians. All right. Chance of them becoming millionaires as they go over 40 start shooting up through the roof. Why? It is the principle of ownership. Own or be owned. We are in a capitalistic society, and owning cars is not wealth. Owning a home helps, but you need more than that. Okay, here's the white, slower. Now here, look at Hispanic and look at black. You know, there's always those people in their mid-30s telling you they're going to do better in the future. Honey, your time is now. If you are 23 to 35, the time is now. Look at this number, 40 to 61. Why do you think it goes up like this? Because people are making a lot of money in those ages. They're at their prime earning ages. You know, you ever see like the 50-year-old dude that comes to the cookout with all the ribs and the nice car, and he's doing well. It is due. Okay, so I'm going to give you context, wealth color. I'm trying to finish this presentation. I actually know a Vietnamese college student who's here on a student visa with no money, literally working. You could only work, can't really work under the table, but technically you can. Essentially, he got a credit card, went to the auction, bought 3 little cheap Honda Fits from the auction, cleaned them up a little bit, rent them out on, what is the name of that website? Torino.com here in Austin. And on top of that, renting it out to Torino.com, he turned around, used that money, and he only needed 10 grand to open up. Well, he actually bought, it was somewhat of a closed gas station in Georgetown, Texas. If you come here, I'll give you the tour. And he didn't even have gas for 6 months. But people, and I'm gonna be honest, the black people in the community beside it just kept walking to the store, buying snacks and crap every day because the store was convenient. And that guy was like, he was scared every day, honestly, for a while, that the government was gonna be like, yeah, you gotta get deported, dude. You're doing all this stuff. You didn't get the right visa. You're here on a student visa, and he didn't do well in his grades that semester. But I'm just saying from personal experience, a bulk of the people saying these people are coming here and they're super wealthy. It's not always true. It's not always true. I'm over here in Austin, Texas, where we have a Chinatown where there's homeless Chinese people. Homeless Chinese people. Have you ever seen a homeless Chinese person? I mean, I'm just trying to convey to y'all that a lot of these, you do have to investigate the background, but a bulk of these people, it's literally working 2-3 jobs. The guy who came up, what was that company? Let me see if I can find it up in here. It's a clothing company. Is it Forever 21? He literally worked at a gas station and worked 2 other jobs, and his wife had 2 jobs, and they opened up a boutique so she could be sewing. I mean, a lot of people love trying to give you this story of, man, they come in here with loans and money, and it's just not true. Now, there is something they can do as far as owning more than one bank account. I will tell you, the last 3 people I've talked to and the guy I studied from, they didn't have one bank account. They had 10. They had 20 bank accounts. It was like a system. And I've actually taught this to people who did the higher end coaching on this channel. People who've done the higher end coaching on this channel know what I'm talking about, where I tell you to go get 4 and 5 different bank accounts and apply for loans all at the same time. If you have one bank and they go, well, we already gave you a $30,000 business line of credit 2 months ago. Unless we see your numbers went up, we ain't gonna give you another one. It's not always the case. I'm telling you this from like being in masterminds and being at this church and being with actual people who make money, who actually walked me through these steps. And the reason I have 7 bank accounts right now, I don't want to get too wound up, but the point is, a bulk of people ask for money when they need it, right? When they lose their job, when they're in the down pits, they're asking for money from banks, and banks are saying no because you're in there thirsty. But a lot of these people, and I have clients who I've worked with who are Haitian, Middle Eastern, and some Somalians from Minnesota, and all they did is they're all working their butts off. They're working 2 jobs, and they go to the bank every 90 days like clockwork asking for business lines of credit. And it doesn't matter. Even if you say right now, wealth's color, I'm not going to argue with you back and forth. You can go pick up the book, Disintegration of Black America by Eugene Robinson. A bulk of the Haitians and Africans that come here have degrees. But what's the difference, right? There's a difference there. They're dark skinned, but they're still making it. Okay. So again, you're splitting apples here. It's not about the degrees, because the bulk of people try to get here to get in America to get the degrees. And what you're not understanding is, I'm telling you, I worked in the financial aid office at my college. To come here as a foreign student You're talking about double the student loan debt. You're not coming here for free. There's Caribbeans and island folk coming here paying 12 grand a semester at ECU when it was only 1,000 a semester for like in-state tuition. So they're coming with a different mindset and a different complex. And it's not just personal. I mean, good Lord, you know, God bless you. I go to enough conferences a year. People aren't just making it up. Okay, your chance to become a millionaire depends a lot on your age. What are the odds? If you're over 62, having $1 million in wealth is about 1 in 7. But if you're under 40, it's 1 in 55. Why? Some of this is years. Some of this is wealth. You know, they call it the wealth gap, which I don't like that word. It doesn't work well because the wealth gap, when you really look at the numbers, is only $68,000. You could buy a $100,000 house and pay it off and pay off all your other debt. And that's all you ever have, and you still would beat the wealth gap. Okay. So again, I love this map. This is so crazy. Look at these colors. These colors are crazy. But again, it's talking about it's a pretty heavy duty. I would rather you guys read it. Let me just go over it. Okay. So anyway, check this out. Check this out. All right. Here's another one. Why immigrants are more successful than you. And many people, listen, we're gonna be careful here. 80-hour work weeks. Investors love immigrants. Now, okay, I'll tell you this. I'm actually in 5 at this point, investing groups, but I'm in an apartment investing group in Dallas. And no lie, was there in a group of Africans, and I think they're from Nigeria. I have to double check. And a group of Koreans got together to buy an apartment complex. And they didn't let nobody else in there on their little thing. It was crazy. But in the apartment complex investing group, what we learned is, 35 people into a syndicate, how to get people together. But what I've noticed is even when I'm there at the events, and when I'm at the events, people kind of stick to their own. Just is what it is. So I was sitting beside for several events, this older white guy, he's in Dallas. He has 10 rental properties and he's like 55. And he's like, I'm just trying to get into an apartment so I can get to the next level. And I was like, dude, you have 10 rentals in Dallas. You are the next level. But he didn't see it like that in his eyes. He was looking over here at some of these people were doctors and some of them were lawyers. And he's like, well, like them, like that level. And I want to go, but you don't make that money. You're a plumber and he owns his own plumbing company. It's just, you got to realize there's levels to this, right? And so when this article says immigrants stick together, that is very true. Now, I will say, being from a military background, military kid background, if you guys don't know the numbers, over 90% of all marriages from 1962 to now, where it was a Korean and an American, ended in divorce. Now, being in those towns, I can tell you straight off, like a lot of those women would get into the community, Korean community, go to Korean Baptist church, and there would be some other guy there, younger guy, who would be like, and it would happen. They would get divorced and they would marry this Korean guy. My friend is Filipino and her older half siblings are half white, but the Filipino stepfather pays for everything. Like he sent those two to college. This Father's Day, they posted a picture on Facebook and it's of the Filipino father. It's not of the white military dad who went off and did nothing after they divorced. You got to understand, people are coming here with like, I hit the lottery. America is the golden ticket. And, people may say, well, Erica, you don't know. Listen, these numbers are here for you to see. Women lie, men lie, numbers don't lie. They just don't. So again, these are articles. These are articles. Wealth color, I'm here, and there's a lot of Mexicans here that came here over the border. They're not the smartest. They're not always the smartest. Trust. All right, here's another one. The most entrepreneurial girl wasn't born in America. And here's the funny thing. Since 1980 in this country, 2/3 of all the children born in America are from immigrants. See, people aren't telling you that half of white women over the age of 35 don't have any children. So when people keep coming here with this narrative that, oh yeah, the immigrants are coming here with the degrees and the money and no. Since 1980 in this country, like let's just even do another one. 1 in 4 children aged 9 years old and under are Hispanic. So to give that narrative that they're all coming here from China and Europe and Africa and they're the best of the best, that is not true. Some of these people are second generation born. Some of these people are second, third generation. Since 1980, a bulk of our population has come from Hispanic, from Chinese, and from Koreans. Now listen, let's even do the numbers. The last census showed, which I always think those numbers got a little fudge to them, but we'll use them for today. 25% increase in Asians, 28% increase in Hispanics. If you actually take Hispanics out of white people numbers and North Africans, my friend is Egyptian here, and she looked on her paper and she said, Erica, it says I'm white. Is that right? I'm like, girl, no, it ain't right. You know you ain't white. But that's what they have her on her paperwork, and her husband. And he's darker than me, okay? As white people, the white people are not that many numbers anymore. It's really like 30% one, it's like 31% white dudes. Okay? And so a lot of people that are coming here, if you come to Austin, they have whole plazas in Spanish. They have nonstop. There's a study in the Texas article. I'll see if I'll pull it up. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's an article about they've been studying Texas, because as Texas goes, the rest of the country in some parts of the South where a lot of Hispanics are will go. So they've been watching these children. They've been saying, okay, we're going to study these kids and let's see what kind of careers these kids take. 90% of the children did exactly as their parent did. So you have all these people doing low, what they call low tech jobs. And you can look up this information for yourself. Low tech jobs. What does low tech mean? A landscaping company, a plumber, something handyman services, a small cleaning company, a small plaza, a small store. They did the same exact thing as their parents, because we do as our parents. And so here in Texas, the state literally freaked out because they're going, oh my God, these kids are not going to just assimilate into majority society or do accountant jobs or do, they're going to Texas State and all the colleges here in Texas in high numbers, but they're not really going into the careers that the directory of this survey thought. And they've been watching these kids for 20 years. And so again, a lot of this, when people say this, a lot of this has to do with people coming here with the mindset that this is America and there's a lot of opportunity. Okay. So since we're getting so many good comments in here, and I appreciate y'all, I really do. I'm not trying to convince winners to be winners. Winners are winners. I'm not going to try to create people who are not winners to be winners. I'm not going to do that. That's not what this show is going to be about. But I really would like you guys to hit a like button for me. Thank you again, Rhonda, for the $20 super chat. She sponsored the show, but definitely hit the like button. It actually helps the algorithm here on YouTube. But again, all right. So again, here's another one. This is Inc. Magazine. All right. Again, it's talking about more about Native. Okay. From 1996 to 2011, the business startup rate of immigrants increased by more than 50%, while the native-born startup rate declined by 10% to a 30-year low. Immigrants today are twice as likely to start a business as native-born citizens. Now, I will agree with everybody here that funding is important. Funding is important. Majority of the Black entrepreneurs I'm meeting, their first conversation out of their mouth is about funding, and I recognize that. When I had my physical coffee shop in North Carolina, I recognized that it is funding. Hence why I'm trying to put together the course, Middleman to Millions, on low tech startup companies. There's a guy with medical supply. If he can do it, if he'll come on and kind of give the medical supply game, I'll put it in the course, but I don't know if he's going to do it. But here in Austin, there's a bunch of people who are working a daytime job and have afternoon thing. Two of the immigrants who are trying to buy this property in Killeen, I'm supposed to be helping them with, find contractors. They work one of them full-time dude, full-time at Dell. Other dude is full-time in sales at Dell. He don't have no degrees. Came here he says he's from Haiti, but homeboy, I don't know. I'm going to trust them that they said they both from Haiti. I believe them. They look day and night, which I believe Haiti people can look like Dominicans or something like that. I'm not trying to be ignorant. I know they can look like the rainbow from Haiti. So anyway, so long story short, their thing is not about their 9 to 5, but what is their, 5 to 9? What are they doing after work? And that's what I'm seeing in every investor group. When I went to Dallas, I would say 90% of that room was immigrants. Now I'm gonna be careful. I don't think all those people are immigrants. I think some of those are second generation immigrants, but the bulk of the room was non-American white. I'll just say it that way. There were a lot of Asians in there. There were a lot of Africans. Like we started talking to them, heavy accents. and they were super excited to be there. I brought my friend, and I can tell you right now, his grandpa is a millionaire, but his father and his siblings, the father's siblings, the second generation, are not billionaires. So wealth color, I'm gonna bring up this other form, but if you keep hating, we might have to block you. We might have to block you. Hold on. I'm on black demographics. I'm bringing this one up real quick. I mean, it just is. The numbers are the numbers. Bulk of people in America are poor right now, so we're trying to do it so that you can see there's true numbers here. Hold on, let's go over here. Here we go. Let's do this one. This is a good one. Let's do this one because everybody loves sharing the narrative. Well, most Black businesses only have one employer, and some of those people are making $100,000 a year. Yeah, they don't need employees. They run out of things. Okay, here we go. All right, can y'all see this? Can everybody see this? This is blackdemographics.com. Can everybody see this? Please put a 1 in the comments so I'll make sure you see it. Now look at the top things. Other services, healthcare, waste management, technical professional services, transportation, real estate trade, construction, art, entertainment, real estate. Look at that. These are things that Black people are owning. Mining, oil, gas extraction, hunting, fishing, wholesale trade, information, finance, insurance, accommodation, food services. Okay, let's look at these numbers. I think this is very important. Creates 1 million jobs, employs 4% of working age, annual revenues, $187 billion. Okay, they could give every working age Black American a check for $7,000. I think this is a really good map. I want you to go look at this map on your own. But again, look at the numbers. Again, when I keep saying 1 in 10 Asians start a business, own a business. This is actual documented numbers. 1 in 34 whites, 1 in 54 Hispanics, and 1 in 8 Blacks. Why is this important? We hire people who look like this, that are related to us, that are referred to us, referrals. We train people that are close in our proximity. So again, look at these numbers. Okay, look at that, 1 million jobs. That's all. Okay, 55 million jobs. Okay, again, and let's be very clear. In America, 95% of all businesses are small businesses. That means they have between 10 to 250 employees. So like this whole notion that like everybody's working for corporations and all this stuff, even corporations have broken down smaller units and divisions of companies. So they only have under 500 employees, under 700 employees, under 1,000 employees. So again, I just want y'all to see these numbers because sometimes people will be on this, oh, the Black people. So I just want to show you this. Healthcare, Black-owned businesses with paid employees, healthcare, professional, retail trade, waste management, construction, other services, transportation, warehousing, real estate, and blah, 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 blah. Now, I always want to be careful because I know on this channel, 90% of my sales come from white, Hispanic, and Asian people. So I want to thank everybody in the comments who is commenting. Again, this is an open space. I have had several clients who called and said, I didn't know if it was okay to comment. You are open and welcome to comment in here. This is an open space. So anyway, again, Black-owned businesses. Look at these numbers. This is earnings. 24 billion, 17 billion, 15 billion, 12 billion, 12 billion here, 12 billion here, 11 billion here, 10 billion here, 8 billion here, 8 billion here, 4 billion, 3 billion, 3 billion, 2 billion. But of course, you know, they got one employee here because you don't know it. Yeah. A lot of people have one employee. Again, District of Columbia, Mississippi, Georgia, Florida, New York City, Atlanta, Detroit. Detroit has over 37,000 Black business owners. Memphis, Tennessee, Cook County, Illinois. Again, research this on your own time. Please feel free to check all these numbers that I give you on your own time. Like, it's not my job to read to you. It's not my job to put it in your head. I'm just sharing with you guys. A lot of people think they're going to be millionaires, but again, it starts with higher paying jobs, like we're showing here, consistency, and then the business on the side for some of you. That's the only difference. That's the only difference. You can be all in when your sales make you the money to be all in. When do you know it's time to leave your job? A lot of you ask me, can we quit jobs? Can we quit jobs? Can we quit jobs? It is, you quit your job when your job is interfering with your business. That's the only time. You quit your job when your job is interfering with your business. And again, what did we talk about in the last show? The last show we did a really great job of expenses. The reason you see some of these YouTubers traveling all the time, taking so many breaks, like right now here in Austin, a lot of people are, looks like they're chilling in the middle of the day. And so people always say they want to move to Austin. And I laugh because I'm like, no, honey, it's expensive here. You actually have to make money to be here, but you actually can really connect with a lot of great startups. So I really want to bring my friend on. He's in medical school in LA. He's actually in residency at this point. He actually did. He's done. He's in residency. But he came here from Texas. And he literally, the money he got from school, the loans, they're not student loans, they're actually grants and scholarships. He took that money and invested in 7 startups. Very passive. He wasn't even, he's at medical school. He's very busy. So wealth is color. Here's the thing. If you don't like the content, if you think it's false narrative, if it's disturbing you, so feel free to leave the channel. Like that's really the truth of it. Like if you are so disturbed that it's making you cry, I want you to leave the channel, because the numbers are the numbers, and people come here. Why? Because of the numbers. They don't come here because Black people ain't never gonna win. They ain't got no money. Their businesses are bad. Like just stop. Why are you here? Like dip out. Peace out. And I don't even want to block you, because I do want you to be able to comment. Like I'm only blocking people sometimes because it's funny. But I don't block people. I want people to actually be here and actually engage. And like, hey, if you want to go back and forth wealth color, make sure you drop a super chat in there. $2 super chat. Okay. Why American workers pay twice as much in taxes as wealthy investors. Now, this article is skewed as hell. It's so skewed. It's so very skewed. I just want to show y'all this because it's living you that narrative that you pay so much more in taxes. It's because you pay so much more in taxes. That's why you ain't ahead. It's because of taxes. Again, there's ways around taxes, and there's a reason why 90,000 people just looked up last month. Oh yeah, let's show that. Oh, cool. That's exactly what I'll do. All right, here we go. EIN, right? So people were looking up EIN. Now look at this. What are the top 3 researchers? Okay, if you're on right here, that's write-offs. Wealth is color. Please do your math. I worked at H&R Block for 3 years. My cousin's in the IRS, works for IRS. There's so much write-offs. Of course, they say they only make 20,000, so they can pay less in taxes. Duh. Come on now, don't be dumb. They're saying they only make 20K a year. Why would the business even be open? Do the math. There's no context missing. Good Lord, wealth is color. Put some money in here and stop trolling. That's what you do. All right, so what happened? When Trump did this whole thing about, cutting taxes in half to 17% instead of 34%, people were like, that's unfair. As a worker, I'm paying all this money. Okay, now look at these 3 right here. Look at these 3 right here. All right, these are top 3 things. When you come up, it's an ad. This is an ad because it's absolutely free to get your EIN number. Thank you, Jason Pickney. These people are so ready to jump up and get a business that they click on the ad, yo. Now, how do I know this? How do I know they're clicking on the ad? Let's do this over here. Okay, let's do this one right here. We're going to copy this right here. Copy, and we're going to go over here to Similar Web. All right, here we go. We're going over Similar Web. It's going to tell you what's the level of traffic they're doing. Thank you, everybody who's here. Definitely put some likes up on this video. We want to make sure we got good, positive people who are trying to do something with their life up in here, and stop the complaining. Whoops, it cut off some of the edge. Hold on. There we go. Whoops, sorry. Do this. All right, let's do that. Okay, how many people visited this site this year? Let's see. Uh-oh, is it gonna show? Nope, it's not gonna do it. But you see all this traffic came from paid, right? Let's see if we do it this way. There we go. Let's do it now. All right, let's see. Is it gonna do it? Dang, that makes me sick. All right, let's do this one then. Let's do this one. So we can see how many people actually went and looked this up. Because I know the number, but I want to pull it up for y'all. Since we have people saying they need some numbers. They need some numbers. All right. People looking up EIN number. Now, let's say this again. Everybody on this channel, getting your EIN number is absolutely 100% free. That's not a made up thing. That is absolutely free. We've shown y'all this, but this is how many people, when Trump put in office, how many people are like, oh shit, I got to get my business started. Okay. See these top 3 are ads. We're on number 2. 92,000 people, y'all. You see where they started. The peak was December, right? 300,000 people in December. Why? Because they knew, oh my God, tax time is coming. I need to do something. I need some write-offs. And again, when we're talking about each child used to be $6,000 write-off, it's 12,000 now. It's 12,000. What does that mean? A lot of people are going to be writing off $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 so that they can say their business made 20K so they don't have to pay taxes. Wealth color. I used to work, my cousin works for IRS. She tells me story after story of having to go to businesses that are booming and go, yo, bro, stop writing this business like it don't make money. I can tell you right now, I've got clients who have 4 and 5 LLCs and they just spread $100,000 across them so they don't have to pay taxes. I'm telling y'all, people do this every day of the week. They're moving money around. Okay. What did I tell y'all last week about the Bank of Detroit? At Bank of England. They're going off your business bank account deposits. They're not even looking at you. You don't even have to tell them how much money you make. They're completely going off deposits. So there are going to be a lot of hairdressers, barbershop guys. There's going to be all kind of people getting houses because they're going off deposits if they put the money in the bank. But again, 92,000 people were looking. In December, 360,000 people were looking because they know in this country, in order to make it, you're going to have some tax advantage. You're going to have to start some type of business. People can come on here and say they ain't making no money. These people ain't making no money, Erica. It doesn't matter. Right now, I know there's a man right now who gets a military pension. His wife's a nurse. He has a lawn care business on the side. But guess what? He got $12,000 in write-offs for having that lawn care business. Do you think he was reporting a lot of income when he's supposed to be mostly disabled veteran? No, they're not. I love these people who are like, they ain't making this much money. Like, if you're spending your whole day trying to be a negative Nancy and prove to me that people aren't making money, you are a pessimistic person. I wish you well, but you're pessimistic. They're moving money around. They're moving money around. Again, the network number is idiotic. Idiotic. Let's do the math. Where's my little, hold on, let me pull my other sheet up. Let me stop sharing this so I can pull this sheet up for y'all. Okay, hold on a second, you guys. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get it. That'll pull up. Start drawing. Okay, let's see. Let's see if if it doesn't share, you guys just let me know in the comments again, as always. Just let me know. People love this thing of like, Erica, net worth, but the net worth, Erica. And let me tell you this. Go read the book, The Wealth Choice by Dr. Kimbrell. Then go read The Average Wealthy Black Business Owner. They only invest in 2 things. What? Real estate and their businesses. Real estate and their businesses. That's it. And that's why people try to get in. Edward Jones, when I was doing my internship there, they try day and night to get wealthy Black people to invest in different real estate strategies and products and also insurance stuff, and they wouldn't do it. So again, when people talk about network, let's go here. The wealth gap people love talking about. Oops, that's not the wrong one. All right, I need my other pencil. Where is it? There we go. I'll be able to do it. All right, wealth gap stuff they're talking about is 68,000 to 100,000. Now we're not going to break it down too hard, but when people talk about, Erica, the net worth is so bad. Okay, if you have $20,000 student loans, just average American. Let's say you're in Atlanta. You're in Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Let's say the house is 150,000. Let's just say that. $150,000 house. Let's say you being ridiculous. You got a $40,000 Jeep Cherokee or something, right? What else? What else can we put beside this? Oh gosh, let me put some notes here so you guys can see it. Student loans. We're gonna say this is your house. Okay. We're gonna say this is your Jeep Cherokee. Okay. What else can we put in here? What else is something people have? Like $8,000 credit card debt. $8,000 credit card debt. Right? Okay. Now, what is the total here? What's the total? Somebody put that in your calculator. $20,000, $150,000, $40,000, and $8,000. What's the total? Somebody tell me the total, baby. So you can put it in here. Somebody get that calculator calculating and put it in the total. Put this in the total. Because we want to teach. We want to have a teaching lesson here for folks who are like, no. It's the network. Let's come on. Let's put it in here. Let's put it in the title because we can go right now to Credit Warriors on Facebook and see every day of the week people getting houses. But I want you to, all right, $150,000 house, $20,000 student loans. Put it all together. It's $40,000 Jeep Cherokee. Okay. I'm gonna wait for y'all to put the answer in there. Because I like engaging people. I think this is very important for everybody to. All right, we'll just go with that number. 218,000, Lance Brown. Total debt. 210, whatever y'all give me, I'm fine. We're just doing it for example. 210 is your total debt. Now let's go over here. And you've been working for 10 years. I don't know, 210 to let's just say 210 to 218. 218, whatever. I trust y'all. Whatever y'all put up in here. All right, 218. Let's say you've been working for 10 years. 10 years of working, and you putting $100 every paycheck. So let's say you put $200 a month, and your company's gonna match it. We're gonna say 401k match. Not everybody has this either. So we're even bumping this up more than the average. So $400 a month times 12 months a year. I'm putting in my calculator. Hold on. I'm putting my calculator for y'all. Hold on. Oops. 400 times 12 months. That's 4,800. Okay. Now we're gonna do that for 10 years. Okay, 10 years, y'all. Oops, that's actually the number. But anyway, we're gonna do it for 10 years. So it's gonna come out to what, y'all? Now, of course, it's gonna be a little bit more because it's actually invested in whatever, whatnot. But we're just giving this example. Why am I giving this example? $48,000. The prime point of this example is you're not gonna save your way to wealth. Net worth is not something you judge when somebody's 25 and 35 years old, and the average Black person in America is like 35 years old. Well, actually, they're like 32. Because what people don't understand is out of 46 million people, 23 million are over 18, 23 million are under 18 years old. So out of that 23 million, you're talking about 2.5 million business owners. Then out of those numbers, you're talking about 10 million of them take them all out of the equation because they're married. 5 million Black women, 5 million some change Black men, a little bit more, are married. So again, you're talking about when people love throwing the net worth. The average white person in America is 50 years old, bro. The average Black person, 32. Come on now, come on, keep digging deeper. If you're gonna come on this channel and give me the heat, I want you to keep digging deeper. I really want you to try me because this is just enjoyment for me on a Sunday, boo-boo. The numbers are the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. Now, again, 48,000 compared to that 218. Now, you may say, Erica, but they, in 10 years, they should have the house paid down some. They should have the student loans paid off. We already know people extending them student loans. We already know they're taking 30 years to pay off that house. We already know they're going to probably take that Jeep Cherokee halfway through 5 years and get a different car. We don't know what the credit card debt's going to be. Again, we're talking about people's high earning years. That's why if you watch the Old Dogs Network, that channel, I brought that up, is because the average person on there is 50, 60-year-old white person saying, Oh my God, I want to retire. What do I do? The average American is poor. It's not, it's like this phenomenon. Black people are poor. Again, you're counting houses. You're counting houses. Okay, even if you say the house is 160, let's go this high. Okay, because once you eventually pay this house off, hey, your net worth is higher. But let's go here. If the average person, my friends and my friend group right now, the average house among my friends is like $399. I ain't gonna lie. Well, one of our friends lives in a 545,000 house, but that's because her husband owns businesses, and she's like a very high income girl. And I mean, my girl that my friend that was single, her house was 400,000. Now, what do you think happens in 30 years? What do you think happens in 30 years? My white friend and my Egyptian friend who married a Chinese man. Yeah, that's right. He married an Egyptian. He married an African. Okay, this Chinese man here in Austin, because it's lit like that. And my other friend who was Asian and his wife is black. And the other guy who's Asian and his wife is white. What happens? What happens? Do the math, bro. Like the gap is mostly ownership. So if you got 70% of white people owning houses and only 41% of black people owning houses, where do you think that number's coming from, boo-boo? Where do you think that number's coming from, bro? Baby boomers, white baby boomers as well. Franklin mine one, baby boomers, white baby boomers. Here's my problem. If you don't have your face in your thumbnail, I can't even take you serious. But you know what I'm saying? I respect you coming on the channel. I respect you challenging me on the numbers. I want that. I want people to really, truly be talking about this and thinking about this, because it's good conversation. It don't bother me none. Don't bother me none. Like I just did a course on which it isn't open for the public, but we did a thing about t-shirts. And this one girl in there has a warehouse right over here in Round Rock. And boy, she just has shelf after shelf of different t-shirts where they're literally just running ads on Facebook. And she's young. Her husband's an older white guy and she's a young black lady. But like it's even they aren't rich. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this girl has a warehouse and they're not rich. They have a $500,000 house up in Georgetown, but they're not rich. This wealth thing, this whole net worth thing, they love throwing up there. I've got friends right now who are 32 years old who are engineers. They've already made 1.2 million in their lifetime. My one girl's driving a 2009 Honda. The other boy I know, he's driving a BMW, but he also has a pickup truck. But what do they have? What do they have? Yo, they don't have wealth. They've already made $1 million. They've been being paid. Some of them are paying $150,000 a year as engineers at Dell and at Samsung. Some of them are getting paid $120,000 a year. Some are getting paid $100,000 a year. Okay, so in 10 years, them at 32 is different from Becky at 32 who's working at Popeye's Chicken still. Again, why did I show the jobs in the front part? Why did I show the jobs in the front part? Because it's low income. The income's too low. You have to go get more skills in order for 53% of millennials to think, which is 21 to 37, 21 years old to 37. So that's a big gap. You got some older millennials in there. It's about having assets. Thank you, Apple Mac, for coming in there. Thank you for being a moderator. We might have to use you today. But look, I mean, it's about assets. And if you watch the Old Dogs Network, all those old dudes in there, like when people talk about investing with their IRA, somebody made in the comments, Erica, I only got like a couple thousand in my IRA. I can't invest. Exactly. It ain't for you. It's for the older baby boomer white dude. Like right now, pensions. One in three, what's the exact numbers of African Americans have pensions from the government, whether that's post office, that's military. You know, right now, my mom and like 10 of her friends all make $100K a year from their military pensions and disability. And people are gonna be like, well, they're boomers. It doesn't matter. But what it does matter is if you're a younger person in that family and you're saying, hey, let's go invest together. Hey, let's go invest over here. Hey, let's go start a business. That's what matters. And unfortunately, some groups of people, not just about Black, white, and Asian, it's about people in general are not doing it. If you think you're gonna become a millennial that's a millionaire, will you make $1 million over your lifetime? Hell yeah, maybe twice, 3 times over. Some of my engineer friends are gonna make $1 million 4 or 5 times. There are men in this town of Austin, Texas, who are engineers and very cocky. They're in their 40s and they've made a lot of money and they want someone to respect that. It just is what it is. Now, what did I talk about most on this channel? That 10 years is a magic window. There are people right now, if you go on biggerpockets.com, if you go on several of the sites, if you do if you do one house a year, let me see if I can pull that blogger up. You do one house a year for 10 years. You're in a different income bracket than all your friends. If you just get 3 rental properties, you're in a completely different income bracket. You are in the top 1%. Let's do this right here. It's just numbers, right? At the end of the day, it's just numbers, and people get really sensitive, and I get it. All right, let's pull this up. Let's do, let me see if I can find it. Dang it, where is it? That makes me mad. Where is it? You know, I pull up a bunch of articles before I start these to pull them out and show you guys, and then it just like, go sideways. Okay, here's this. 4 houses in 10 months. This guy used to live in Austin, and he moved to Indiana so he could move faster. People are moving so they can move faster. All right, let's see. All right, let's start here. Let me share my screen. All right, guys, make sure you're putting a 1 in the comments if you can see this. If you cannot see this, or I need to make it bigger, you need to speak now so I can know to make it bigger, because I don't know if you don't see nothing. Okay. Oh no, that's not gonna do right. All right, what about that? That's about as big as I can get it. All right, and let's look over some of these numbers. All right. Now you see Massachusetts up there, $500,000. Delaware, $500,000. New Jersey, $600,000. DC, $500,000. New York and North Carolina, $300,000. South Carolina, $280,000. And South Carolina's cheap. $400,000. Now this is to be 1%. Okay. So when people sit here and say, Erica, I need $1 million. I need to make $1 million because I want to be balling and stunting on them. You don't even. This is to be 1% right here. 300,000 in 1 year. But let's do something. I'm trying to think of something outrageous. Let me think of something outrageous. You could sell. Let's say you have an AC company, and it costs you $5,000 per AC repair. And let's say you sell 150 ACs this year with your company. That's $750,000. Now, to be a behemoth to sell that much, it would be really difficult. Okay, now let's say you're a real estate agent, and you sell each house. Let's see. In Austin, $350 is the average house price. Let's do 3%. Say $10,000 per house. Now, you know you got to break some of that up with your broker and some other stuff. But let's just say 10,000, because we're going to use that number 2 for the loan mortgage operator. So 10,000 times, let's say you sell 2 houses a month. It's really hard to do, but you can do it. That's $250,000. You know, your life is significantly different. Now, let's say you have 10 rental properties. Each 10 is paying $1,000. In Texas right now, you can get $1,508, $2,200. All right, so let's just say that per month times 12. That's $120,000 a year. That's unearned income. Now, let's say you're still that real estate agent making $250 a year. That's $370,000. See, the problem here is people. I want to do math all day. I want to talk math with you. I want to do numbers with you, but we gotta come to the consensus that business and real estate is the way to go. I don't mind you working your job. I respect you if you get up every day and work, but you gotta get them numbers up, right? Am I right or am I right? Hit that like button if you think I'm right. Okay. All right. So again, this is Lane. Lane is 36 years old, but guess what? He's been an engineer all these years. So Lane was able to move back to Hawaii. He had to leave Hawaii because he couldn't afford to live there. Couldn't afford to live there. He has 11 houses. Birmingham, Atlanta, Indianapolis, Pennsylvania. Why? Because he bought a house early in Seattle before it started booming. First came out of school with that first job and that first offer letter. And see, when people talk to me about, oh, Erica, you don't want to buy a house right out of college. Some of y'all live in cities right now that's the only way you're going to buy it. House hacking and buying it early. Right now, I tell y'all every day of the story. I tell you almost all the time about there was a house in Pflugerville for $135,000. It was a rental, And the guy wanted to sell it to me and my friend, and I was like, I don't want to live there. I don't know. That same house is $280,000 this year when they got resold. The new people sold it. I could have threw up all up in my shoes. Again, here's the investment club. Y'all can check it out for yourself. You know, I can only recommend things to y'all. Again, now look at all the type of investments. Look at all the time. But think about that. Think about that, Apple Mac. Hawaii's still expensive. Homeboy had to leave his hometown, leave his state to live in Seattle. That's just as expensive. And he finally made so much money. He's like, yo, bro, I can go back home. Think about how sad that is. Now, I don't want you to feel sorry for nobody living from Hawaii, but think about how expensive California and these places are that people have to leave their hometowns to go make money when you could figure it out and do the investing early. Bro, okay. I'm gonna go back and check out a lot of your comments. Today we've had the heat on the show. All right, listen here. Check this out. This is simple. This is a Hula Deal Pipeline Group. It's an investor club, just like Todd Capital, whatnot. But again, they're looking for more accredited investors. Now they have some that are non-accredited investments, but again, look at this. Private money lending, single family homes, performing notes, non-performing notes, wholesale properties and rehab, apartments. Like literally the other day in the group, they literally just tossed up a property in Indiana that was making $1,200 a month. This guy was like, I lost a tenant. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Anybody want to buy this house for me? But if you're not in those circles and you're not in a higher income or you're not hustling to get your money up, you can't be a part of these things. This is the whole point. You want to be a millionaire. I'm just showing you, and I'm not all the way there yet. The day I get there, I'm going to post it all over freaking YouTube to be a jerk about it. Because people are like, oh, it's really hard to be a millionaire. Anyway, turnkey, performing notes, self-storage, real estate development, farmland, oil and gas, fine art. Look at that. Put your name up there. If you got some net worth, some income, put your information up in there. You know? So again, every week I give y'all companies and people to work with and groups to check out. I try to bring you to fire. I bring you to fire, yo. Thank you, Rhonda, for the super chat. Because I hope today had been fire. Okay. Let's see. Again, I think I've showed you guys this again. This guy's cash flow diaries. He's in Indiana. Why did he move to Indiana? Because he works, I'm not going to say his company, but Dale, sorry. He works from home. And they have a big thing right now where my other friends who work from Dale, two of them, they can stay home Monday and Friday. And depending on a few factors, you can stay home the whole week. Work from home. Computer, internet straight. You can work from home. But again, look at this. He's talking about his property in Austin was so much, the cash flow, he took some money off of it. But again, look at the price of these properties. Almost a $50,000 house. His mortgage is $380. His rent is $825. So let's just call it $500. All right, here's this one. Let's call that $500. $600. Again, that's better. That's like $600 and change. That one's again $500. But he bought these all in 10 months. So don't let somebody say, well, Erica, you don't know how hard it is. When people want something, they figure it out how to do it. Y'all see how Jermaine Ellis is? He'll come in town. He'll come into California, work 2-3 weeks, go back out of the country. Most expensive thing is really his ticket. Oh my goodness. I drink some water there. Okay. The last site was simplepassivecashflow.com. Tell them I sent you. Okay. But yeah, go check this out. Cheap properties, aggressively saving. Can't save your wealth the way to wealth, but you can invest. Sell or sold stock. He sold $15,000 in stock from his company match. Cash out his 401k. Now, I don't recommend anybody do this, but he said he did it and he still doesn't regret it though. So it's up to everybody else. Again, people talking about investing from their IRAs are old 50-year-old dudes. All right. Look at this again. I want you to look at it one more time. Don't wait. Don't wait. The odds aren't in your favor. The numbers aren't in your favor. Get started today. Invest in groups today. Get working today. Put in the work today and buy 1, 2, 3 houses the next 5 years. And then from when your kids are in their teenage years, you can decide, you know what, boo-boo, I'm gonna buy 2 more houses and that's gonna be your college money. All right, let's go over. Let me get over here.